Hey you. Yeah, you. You wanna get sweaty? You wanna mash some buttons and go hard? Hey guys, welcome to my ZZZ SwapTech guide video. This will likely be the very first of many SwapTech guide videos because of the depth of this tech and how it varies from agent to agent. So in this first video, I'll be covering two main topics. Firstly, to introduce what SwapTech is, and secondly, to go through how to SwapTech with our very first limited banner agent, Alan Joe, who, spoiler alert, handles very well with SwapTech. So without further ado, let's jump right in. SwapTech is a way of playing ZZZ at a very high skill level that involves intensive key inputs, spatial awareness, resource management, and reaction time, and it showcases just how the combat in ZZZ allows for very high skill expression if you as the pilot decides to go for it. And to start, we're going to have to understand some of the basics of combat, both regarding the agents we play as, and also regarding the enemies we fight against. Now, firstly on our agents, each one is a very distinct design and play style which shows in their movesets. NB, for example, has a lot of quick attacks with her basic chain, but also has a timed input combo for a slower, harder hitting EX skill into Thunderbolt, which is her main damaging and dazing combo. Nicole, on the other hand, is slower but has multiple moves with honestly pretty impressive motion values, such as her basic 3 and her dash attack, which by virtue of being spin to win moves also boast extremely good AoE as well. The thing is, moves have animations and animations take time, and there's also a tendency for harder hitting moves to have longer animations to balance out their motion values. But this brings in our first core concept of the SwapTech, which is that you can swap out of your agent while they are performing a move, and they'll actually carry on with their move to completion before leaving the field. This means that I can now kind of ignore animation times because all I need to do now is to start a move and then swap to a different agent, and I can be doing something else on this agent while my previous agent finishes their move. So essentially, I'm getting extra damage in for free. So this works with pretty much any move except your ultimates, and I can even chain this multiple times with my team of agents. So on a very basic level, I can do something like a skill swap, skill swap, skill swap. Or I could even do something like a skill swap, dash attack, swap, dash attack. Now, there are two details that you need to remember. First, your characters are absolutely not invulnerable by default, and this means that they can and will still be hit if caught in an attack, unless they are granted invulnerability. In most cases, this will be by using their EX skill, because all EX skills grant invulnerability. But there is also another case in which your character will also be invulnerable, which is when another agent performs an assist, so either a parry or an evasive assist. Secondly, there is a lockout timer, which means that once you've swapped off an agent, you cannot swap back into that agent until they have left the field completely, and this will be especially apparent once you start using the back swap button to swap back onto a previous agent, because if they aren't off the field yet, you will still end up forward swapping, and this might mess up your combos. Now, we need to talk about our enemies before we can start putting things together. So we know that on most enemy attacks, there is a visual cue to indicate when you should hit the swap key to launch your parry or evasive assist. However, you should also note that this is only an indicator of when the attack is going to hit your agents, or something I'm going to coin as the impact time. And if you pay attention, enemies also have a wind-up time for their attacks, and the wind-up time telegraphs exactly what an enemy is going to be doing, if there's going to be an impact time, and when this impact time is going to be. And this allows you to prepare for impact. And you can do this by anticipating when the impact time is coming up and setting up for an agent SwapTech before you execute your assist. This leads into the second core concept for SwapTech, which is that almost all moves can be cancelled by dashing. This resets your agent's current action, allowing you to quickly start another move. There are some exceptions though, which is that outside of ultimates, certain agents have skills or EX skills that lock you into animation, such as Ben's skill and EX skill, and Billy's EX skill. You also cannot dash cancel an agent's moves if it takes them airborne. For example, NB's EX skill is a forward somersault, which you can dash cancel during the short wind-up time but not during her air time. Depending on your current agent on field and your circumstance, you can dash cancel into a skill or an EX skill assist or a dash cancel assist, so that you can fit in one or more moves that execute alongside your parry or evasive assist. There is also an even higher level tech, which is the dodge counter assist, in which you execute both a dodge counter and a parry or evasive assist together, and this takes incredible timing. This last one is actually a discovery by Ezreal Vanity, and he has a guide video on it which I've linked in the description as well, so I encourage you to go and check it out. He calls it the DP assist or dodge parry assist, but I'm going to term it the dodge counter assist to fit in with the naming scheme of other assist SwapTechs. Also, because it does not need to be a parry, it can be an evasive assist that you use for this tech. Now, the DC assist is going to be the hardest tech here, but it does not always have the best payoff. For example, if you have enough energy, an EX assist is almost always going to be better than the DC assist, both in damage and days. Now it's time to put it all together, and what better way to do so than with our very first limited agent, Ellen. Ellen is actually a fantastic example because all her important moves have a long enough animation to make SwapTech worth it. When in roaming mode, Ellen's charged dash attack restores 3 stacks of flash freeze, and if you're not going to follow this up with her basic attack, you can swap off the moment you charge it to completion. Do note you have to get the timing correct though, because if you swap off too early, it counts as an uncharged dash attack and only gives her 1 flash freeze stack. When spending flash freeze stacks, her basic 3 has a massive damage multiplier, but a very long animation where she vanishes for a few frontal slashes and then reappears behind your target and kicks her weapon. This entire animation is actually her basic 3, so what you can do is you can swap off the instant you start it. It's actually long enough that you can fit SwapTechs on both your other agents, and Ellen will actually likely still be in Lockout. Her EX skill is also fantastic for SwapTech because it has 2 separate components that can each be chained into a basic 3. So you can pick and choose your SwapTech combos here. EX swap for a quick burst of damage, or you can chain that EX into a basic 3 swap. EX swap, or EX basic 3 swap. Now remember, Ellen is just one agent on your team of 3, and fully utilizing SwapTech requires you to really understand all 3 of your agents' movesets and weave them together, but once you do, you'll be able to pull off insanely flashy combos like this.
At your service. In position.
If you are unfamiliar with your agent's movesets, please go and read through them first and then use the VR room to practice and experiment, because agents vary wildly in SwapTech potential, and because of that there are many nuances to be discovered. I'll very likely do an in-depth analysis on SwapTech for each character the same way I did for Ellen, so please let me know in the comments below if you have any particular character you'd like me to take a look at first. And now, as usual, I'll conclude this video with a quick recap. There are 2 core concepts for SwapTech. 1, you can swap off an agent once they've started an attack, and they will carry on till completion. Use this on harder hitting moves with longer animations to get a bunch of free damage in. And 2, you can dash cancel most moves into another one. Use this to set up SwapTechs for moments like parries. And that's it for this guide. Once again, if I've missed anything or gotten anything wrong, do leave a comment letting me know. If you found any other interesting techs as well, feel free to share them with me. I am really enjoying the different techs people are finding out in this game, because it really showcases how high the ceiling for skill expression can be. thanks for watching. I hope this guide was informative and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!